Aloha guys, welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here. Today I thought we would talk about Disney Springs. I get so many questions from not only you guys, but also my clients about Disney Springs, especially Disney Springs right now during, COVID, post-COVID, whatever you want to call this weird time. It is spring 2021, just for reference. So Disney Springs, formerly known as Downtown Disney, is a shopping and eating district. It's how I like to call it. There are a lot of shops and a lot of restaurants. A lot of the restaurants are very kind of hip and trendy and new with some amazing chefs. And the shops, some of them are kind of your standard mall shops, and then some of them are a little bit more unique and special, but they also have the World of Disney over at Disney Springs, which is a humongous, giant Disney store. So pretty much all that general merch, Disney standard merchandise will be found at that shop. There is also the Lego store. I mentioned the Lego store because it is my kids' favorite. Since we moved, we no longer have a Lego store near us, so my kids absolutely love to go to the Lego store. It's actually a really good shop for a quick selfie as well, because they have all those giant 3D Lego sculptures out at front. There is also a shop in there called the Co-op Marketplace, which I'm not sure a lot of you really know about, but it's kind of like a specialty Disney boutique-y like area where you can get some really unique Disney items, dresses, purses, soaps, kitchenwares, and all sorts of, kind of specialty stuff that you won't find anywhere else. But that is basically the gist of Disney Springs. It is not a park. You do not have to pay to go there. It is 100% free. Now, to the questions I get about Disney Springs. First, we're going to start with the big one is, Nina, how do you get to Disney Springs? Well, traditionally, I would say just hop on a bus, get to Disney Springs. But since COVID, things have changed a little bit. You can only get to Disney Springs from a resort. Now, I'm being very careful when I say this. A resort, not just your resort. I will explain this. Another question I get right now is, Nina, do I even need to go to Disney Springs? I mean, what's the point? This is kind of hard. Locals love Disney Springs because it's a great place to kind of eat and shop, and they can pop in for a couple of hours, have a good meal, and leave and go home. And that's great. But when you are on your family vacation and you've got littles and you've paid for this amazing resort and you've paid for park tickets, do you really need to go to Disney Springs? Not really. You really don't. I am telling my families right now that unless you absolutely have to try a certain new restaurant or you need to go to this shop, you don't really need to go to Disney Springs. It is a great hangout place, again, for the locals. It's great for millennials or people who love to shop and kind of eat at those gourmet specialty restaurants. But when you're there with your little kids, it takes time to leave the park, get on the Disney Springs bus, get dropped off, and kind of walk around. It is definitely like an outdoor mall with, food and shopping. So should you go? Do you really need to go? I am kind of the opinion of no, you don't really need to go. But Nina goes every single trip, and I will explain why. One of the other questions I get about Disney Springs is regarding safety. Disney has a huge safety, mask policy, temperature check, screening, all those great things at the parks. They have those same policies at Disney Springs as well. However, Disney Springs tends to not have as many cast members walking about, kind of regulating this. So I do tend to see more people not following the rules at Disney Springs than I do at the parks. The parks, I'm always seeing like basically 100% compliance. Disney Springs, not so much. So for my families who are on the nervous side, I do suggest they just avoid Disney Springs this time around. Now, speaking of that, crowds at Disney Springs are treated a little bit differently because they are a shopping district. So I am warning you guys right now, if you feel the need to go to Disney Springs, if you want to go to the Lego store or World of Disney or the co-op, especially right now during spring break, please expect it to be crowded. Please expect the chance that you might get turned away because the garage is already filled or Disney Springs is at capacity. But you will most likely need to wait in a line to shop. I know many of you find this ridiculous, but with the social distancing and everything that's going on right now, the shops are only allowing a certain number of people, who knows what that number is, inside the shops at a time. So there was a time that I did wait 45 minutes to get into the World of Disney at Disney Springs. That was over October. So when we went over Christmas, we didn't even bother with the World of Disney. I didn't even want to go there because I just didn't need to wait in line. So if you feel the need to go to Disney Springs, and I'm not telling you not to, they just opened some great new restaurants. They just opened up a new donut shop. They opened up a new cookie place. They opened up an M&M store. So it's definitely a fun, unique place to try. But if you have the littles and the kids and the whole shebang, you might want to skip it this time. But you need to expect to wait in line, especially at these specialty food places. When the cookie shop and the M&M store and all those places opened up, there were lines. People were waiting a really long time for their donut or their cookie. So just expect to wait in line. Again, another reason to kind of put it off if you have littles with you. So back to what I was saying about a resort. So you will see in the video, I'm going to play a video. We were at, where were we at? We were at Hollywood Studios, and we could have taken a bus from Hollywood Studios to our resort, waited for our resort bus to Disney Springs, and then gone to Disney Springs. But why? When Hollywood Studios is on the Skyliner. So we actually decided to take the Skyliner to the Riviera Resort and take the Disney Springs bus from the Riviera. So if Disney Springs is something you are interested in, you don't need to go back to your resort to catch that Disney Springs bus. You just need to go back to a resort. So if you're at Epcot is connected to Beach Club and Yacht Club. It would be so much easier for you to just walk down to the International Gateway, which is the back of Epcot by where all the countries are, and catch a Disney Springs bus from those two resorts. Same thing with Hollywood. You could take the Skyliner like we did to Riviera, or you could just walk over to Boardwalk. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you, but it's a Disney resort, not necessarily your resort. But note, you cannot go to Disney Springs from a park. There is no park to Disney Springs bus right now. So you do have to get yourself to a resort to then get to Disney Springs, or of course, pay for an Uber, 100% your call. So why does Nina go to Disney Springs every single trip? Well, I'm going to tell you because you guys ask me all the time. As you guys know, I do have food allergies and I am vegan. So if you also have food allergies, you will 100% understand this. If you don't, you might think I'm crazy. But when you have kids who are allergic to so many things, we live a different life. We don't just get to go to any sort of bakery and cookie and ice cream shop and actually have a sundae and a cupcake and a brownie just like every other person. I pretty much have to make everything from scratch. There is no going to the local ice cream store and hoping they have dairy-free ice cream. There is no going to the local cookie shop and hoping they have safe cookies. That's not really a thing. So there is a bakery over at Disney Springs called Erin McKenna's, formerly known as Baby Cakes. The bakery is 100% gluten-free and vegan. So if you are either gluten-free, dairy allergy, egg allergy, any of those combinations, this bakery is 100% safe for you. It is also safe for the majority of nut allergies and tree nut allergies. You do have to read their disclaimer, so make sure you look into that. But the reason we go is because it is the only time my kids can go to a bakery and order whatever they want. Cupcakes, donuts, cookies, bagels, anything. You can even order cakes from this bakery. So again, this might not make sense to some of you who think, well, I can just order, a cupcake off the menu at a restaurant. We can't do that. The only chance my kids have to kind of order whatever they want in a bakery is at Disney Springs. So we will 100% go to Disney Springs every single trip, and the kids will get to pick out whatever you want, whatever they want. I tend to spend a good 60 to 80 bucks at Erin McKenna's every single time. We usually get a good 6 to 8 donuts, which we bring back to the room and we kind of eat all week. I let the kids pick out whatever cupcakes they want. We'll even go visit Erin McKenna's 2 or 3 times in one trip. It's really whatever the kids really kind of want and need. Again, it's because my kids don't get that type of treatment at home. They get it at Erin McKenna's. So yeah, second reason we always go to Disney Springs, and this is gonna be crazy. You guys are like, Nina, you're ridiculous, is for Blaze Pizza. I know Blaze is a chain. In fact, we have a Blaze right here by the house, about 10, 15 minutes away. But something about the Blaze Pizza at Disney Springs, they are extremely careful with food allergies. So again, if you don't have food allergies, you're gonna think I'm nutso. But for us, it is a special treat. My kids actually look forward to Blaze Pizza. They can't wait to go. We will go a good 2 or 3 times to Blaze Pizza and Erin McKenna's in one trip because it's a treat. It's a treat for my kids. So, Nina, what do they do at Blaze that's so different from other Blazes? Well, all Blazes should really do this, but the one at Disney Springs, I think it's because they're on Disney property, they, at least to me, appear to have a higher level of understanding of food allergies. So when they go to make our pizzas, they absolutely 100% grab sauce and cheese and all the ingredients from the back, meaning they haven't been touched or cross-contaminated with dirty gloves. They will 100% change their gloves. In fact, the past few times we've gone, they actually called a special employee over, maybe she's like the food allergy specialist, and she would actually take my pizzas over to a place that didn't have anyone else working and building pizzas, and she would grab all the items that we needed to put in our pizza and made it safe for us. They also cook it in a special part in the oven, and they swap out the, pizza cutters so that everything is safe. So they change their gloves, they grab ingredients from down below, and they change the pizza cutters. Just to go to a place where they understand and they don't find you annoying is a huge plus for us. So I get it. You're like, Nina, really? A bakery and pizza? But it's the truth. So it's all in the video. Hopefully you guys kind of see it. But yeah, that's why we go to Disney Springs very often. If it's not a busy day, we will 100% go to the Lego store, probably buy a Lego kit. I will check out the Co-op, which I love, and World of Disney. But unfortunately, all those other like bakeries and ice cream shops and donut shops aren't really places we can go. But actually, just in case you are also vegan, Everglazed, the new donut place, does have a vegan donut. So I'm gonna try that for you guys when we're there. And same thing with Sprinkles. So I did do a short about this, but Sprinkles, which I love, is a cupcake place. They actually have a cupcake vending machine, which is pretty cool. So make sure you check out the vending machine. But they have one vegan cupcake. It is a red velvet. So it doesn't really help my daughter who's gluten-free, but it helps me. So yeah, hopefully my crazy tangent didn't, turn you guys away. But yeah, Disney Springs right now, expect it to be busy, expect it to be crowded, expect lines, and unfortunately, you might see more unmaskers than you would see at the parks. Definitely more people walking about with their Starbucks or eating a donut without their mask on, even though that's not policy. It's kind of just a thing, unfortunately. And for those of you who are gonna say, Nina, Disney Springs is not just shopping and eating. Okay, you're right, you got me. There are a few other things there at Disney Springs. There's a hot air balloon, there's bowling, there used to be a movie theater, and all those kinds of things are also at Disney Springs. But for the most part, people go for specialty shopping and the really great restaurants that are only exclusive to Disney Springs. So make sure you check out those restaurants up on the app and see if Disney Springs interests you. But again, do you need to go? No. Is it free to go? Yes. Will it be busy and will it be crowded? Most likely. Can it get to capacity? Yes. And also check the times. The times that Disney Springs open has also changed due to COVID. So you want to keep an eye on that, which of course is on the app. So anyway, guys, I hope you found this video about Disney Springs helpful, or at least a little bit more understanding of why Nina and her crazy food allergies visit Disney Springs. So anyway, again, I would love it if you guys would subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it, turn it gray, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video, and comment. I want to hear from you guys. What do you want me to try at Disney Springs? I will be there in a few weeks. What do you want me to try and film while I'm there? Oh, and there's a few Starbucks at Disney Springs too. People are always asking me where there's a Starbucks. Disney Springs. Oh, and I totally forgot, Nina, brain fart. They have a photo opportunity at Disney Springs, which a lot of people don't know about. So there is a place in there, especially if you have Memory Maker, well, they can take specialty photos of your kid and kind of put a different background in the back, like a castle. They had a really cute Santa one over Christmas. So if you're kind of looking for that specialty family photo or just of your kid photo, that is a great place to try, is at Disney Springs over at the Photo Center. So yeah, and again, if you have Memory Maker, it makes it even better. So anyway, guys, mahalo for watching. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Nina,